The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are LA.
Inside the clubhouse here at the Big A, the boys got in late last night after dropping the finale of that three-game set against the Minnesota Twins. Tonight it's Game 1 against the visiting Tampa Bay Rays. Hi, everyone, from inside the Big A. I'm Victor Rojas along with Mark Gubica. Glad you could join us for Angels baseball once again. The Halos, of course, coming off a 2-4 road trip through Boston and Minneapolis. Today they take on the Rays to start this game off. I'll tell you what, this is a team as well that has not played well against the Angels here at the Big A.
Well, Victor, generally you don't want to root and have a team like the Rays come into your stadium, but they've been so successful, the Angels have, against Tampa Bay for all those years it existed. This is a 41-16 career mark against the Rays at Angel Stadium. They hit home runs, they score a number of runs, and they pitch exceptionally well against this ball club. The big key, though, against the Rays is negate that running game. If they can do that and score some runs early on, continue that success, be able to get a good homestand started, because you're going to have to get together a winning streak very soon.
Well, we got a battle of former teammates. James Shields is going for the Tampa Bay Rays. Scott Kazmir is towing a slab for the Angels, and Scott's trying to bounce back after a start against the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was in real good rhythm and tempo out on that mound against the Red Sox. The big thing, utilize that fastball. When he's able to punch that fastball on the outside part at 93, 94, and use a sinker, and of course use his changeup and occasional slider, he can be successful. He's going against his former mate, so you have that energy going. He's going to try to utilize that against the Rays. James Shields, one of the best changeups in the game. Towards the righties and lefties, very comfortable with that. Very good as far as the game, the running game. Fields his position well, but he does give up the long ball. He's given up 29 of them so far this season. So if he gets that pitch up in the strike zone, you could be successful against him. And above all, get those runs together, put the pressure on him, score early and often, of course, go down in the bullpen and win this game.
Well, the Rays are a team that get guys on base, and they certainly will steal. They lead the world in stolen bases, so Scott Kazmir will have his hands full and trying to keep that running game in check, although the Rays right now struggling a little bit offensively. It's Game 1 of a three-game series against the Tampa Bay Rays. Sit back and relax. We've got lineups and first pitch when we return. Official superstores of Angels baseball. Nobody beats Howard. By the all-new 2011 Hyundai Sonata. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealers today. And by Shakey's Pizza. Who was the last American League player to win the Triple Crown in 1967? Go to Shakey's.com/trivia for the answer. Well, one thing is for certain, it is a gorgeous night for baseball. Warm temperatures here in Southern California. Hopefully the Angels can catch some fire. They come into this one 8 games back of the division-leading Texas Rangers, and in jeopardy of falling back even further. If you look at the standings right now, 8 games tied with the Oakland Athletics in second place. Tampa Bay Rays, with the Yankees lost tonight to the Toronto Blue Jays. Tampa now a half game back, so there's motivation for them to try to knot things up in the American League East. And this is the lineup that Joe Madden will be running out there for the Rays, who are 76-48. It's game number 125 for them. B.J. Upton leading things off in center. Jason Bartlett, the shortstop, is batting second. Carl Crawford in left. Evan Longoria, the American League Player of the Week for last week. He's the cleanup man and third baseman. Carlos Pena at first. Ben Zobrist, the switch hitters in right field. Willie Ibar, also a switch hitter. He's the DH tonight. The former Halo, Sean Rodriguez at second base. And Kelly Shopping, the former Indian, former Red Sox, batting ninth and doing the catching for Tampa Bay. Facing a former Ray himself, Scott Kazmir, 8-10 mark and a 6.40 ERA.
Well, the big thing, prior to his start in Boston, his 2 starts before that were pretty solid. Worked quickly, threw a lot of strikes. The big thing for Scott Kazmir is that first pitch being in the strike zone and then working down with sink, elevating the fastball when need be, throw that occasional slider, and finish off with some changeups too.
Now defensively behind Scott, you've got Abreu, Borges, and Hunter in the outfield. In the infield, Cayaspo and Ibar on the left side, Kendrick and Juan Rivera on the right side, with Jeff Mathis doing the catching. Second career big league game for Juan Rivera at first base.
Yeah, Juan Rivera, a couple years ago in spring training, did a lot of fielding as far as the ground ball and getting acclimated to that, throws from the infielders at first base and, of course, from the pickoffs from the pitcher also.
B.J. Upton hammering the first pitch he sees to deep left field. On the very first pitch of the game, the Rays have a 1-0 lead. #12th home run of the year for Upton and his 44th RBI. And the Halos right off the bat in the deficit now.
Boy, a fastball that was intended to be in the inside corner. It's a four-seam fastball. But it was right down the middle part of the plate and elevated. And BJ did not miss that. BJ Upton loves to hit the fastball right out over the plate. If you're going to go inside first pitch, you got to go off the inside corner against him and jam him.
4th career leadoff home run for Upton. And as I said, it's 12th of the year. So 1-0 Rays. Jason Bartlett, the shortstop, has a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Rays, as we pointed out, 11th in the American League in batting average, .251. They've hit only .237 in the month of August. It really comes down to executing your pitches. Bartlett's in the hole now at 1 and 2. Their pitching is really what has been their strong suit all season long. They are second in the American League with a 3.61 ERA. Bartlett gets drilled on that last pitch. A slider that was down and in. Kind of a inauspicious start for Scott Kazmir.
Head of the count, try to overthrow that slider down and in. Target set up the inside part of the plate, but that missed by a lot, overthrowing that pitch. Bartlett, no chance to get out of the way of that one. Him on the top of the foot, front foot.
Kazmir facing Carl Crawford now, the left fielder. Down low in the dirt. New baseball put into play by Dana DeMuth, who's calling the balls and strikes tonight. Crawford hitting .301 with 14 home runs and 66 runs batted in this year. Proud owner of 41 stolen bases. The Rays with 148 as a ball club. Bartlett's got 10 of them. This one fouled off the foot of Crawford up the third base side. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Halos dropping 2 of 3 to the Boston Red Sox. They lost the opener against the Twins on Friday night, picked up game 2 on Saturday afternoon, then got shut out last night by the final of 4-0. Jared Weaver taking the loss. Two balls and a strike. This is the second time this year that Kazmir has faced the Tampa Bay Rays. Faced them back on May the 11th. Took the loss, allowing 3 runs, all 3 earned on 7 hits in 5 innings. Crawford lays off the breaking pitch.
Reality is you got to forget about that first pitch home run and of course then get ahead of the count and hitting Bartlett with that slider down and in. You got to put yourself in position, especially with this very good pitching staff and a great pitcher on the hill for the Rays today in James Shields. You got to negate that thought of a big inning going against you.
There's a strike. Full count now. Reigning American League Player of the Week and Evan Longoria hanging out on deck. See if Bartlett goes. The throw over. Kazmir thinking the same thing, trying to keep things close.
148 stolen bases as a team. So they're very aggressive. Mentioned the batting average as a club, not particularly good, but the power there and of course the ability to steal bags, get in a scoring position.
Doesn't go, and the 3-2 pitch is outside. There's a walk. Kazmir holding the pose there. He thought he had a strike on the outside corner. So 11 pitches thrown to 3 batters, a home run, a hit by pitch, and a base on balls. That's 2 men on for Evan Longoria.
Boy, that inconsistent season for him. Started out 1-5 with a high ERA, then got hot again. Struggles, particularly that last game against Boston, and of course you throw in that game against Texas, which was a real tough one for him.
Pickoff attempt at time was called. Looked like Howie Kendrick was cutting in, and Kazmir decided to throw home. Apparently Longoria called time.
We do that a lot in spring training, especially when a pitcher's struggling to get an out. Just be able to see if you can create an out with an infielder on a pickoff throw.
Longoria takes a strike. Overall hitting .292 with 18 home runs. It's 84 runs batted in. Last week hit .392. 3 home runs and 12 RBIs to get the nod as the American League Player of the Week. Down and in. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
When you face your former teammates, you try to think too much out there instead of just utilizing your normal stuff. You try to think, oh, they're going to look for a fastball in. They're going to look for a changeup away. You just got to use your strengths to try to get it out. Longoria is hitting the 13 double plays. Think down in his own ground ball.
Well, he's ahead of the count now at 1 ball, 2 strikes. A very good hitter. Outfield straight away against Longoria. Halos just looking for that first out here in the top of the first inning. B.J. Upton on the very first pitch you saw, his 4th career leadoff home run. Outside. It is 2-2. Long pause for Kazmir, and it gets Longoria on that hard slider. Down he goes for out number 1.
Pretty good depth to that slider. Stay within his mechanics. Get on top of that. Had good snap action on the back leg. That's what you try to do as far as getting on top of that slider. Howards will show how to get on top of that slider and finish it off with that over the front leg and snap your wrist at the end.
So the runners remain at first and second. One out now for Carlos Pena, a guy that you could strike out. Hitting .212 on the year. 24 home runs, 72 RBIs. Pena's punched out 119 times as that pickoff throw gets by Ibar. The runners will advance 90 feet.
A pretty good base running too by Carl Crawford to get into second base on that pickoff. He was able to see that from where he was at first base. Once it got by Ibar, of course, Barley's able to get to third, but it was a great job as far as reading that baseball into center field right away. Crawford, I mean, that's right at the center fielder, and he got into second base. Both runners now in scoring position.
Kazmir gets charged with an error. Infield back looking for that out. Going with the first pitch slider. It's 1 ball, no strikes. For the Angels, it's the 82nd error committed by this team this year. 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Jason Barlow was hit by a pitch and advanced to third on the error by Kazmir. The guy at third base, it's called Crawford. Very good speed on the bases here. BJ putting the Rays up 1-0. Pena hacking 2-0, fouls it straight back, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Kazmir made the start against the Red Sox the last time out. Ended up getting a no decision. Had allowed 2 runs through the first 4 innings there at Fenway Park. Gave up 2 more runs in his last inning. It departed with a 5-4 lead. Bullpen could not hold it. Hence the ND. He threw 97 pitches in those 5 innings. Blows the fastball right by Pena here, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that was a good fastball. 93-mile-an-hour fastball and a fastball count.
Twenty pitches thrown by Kaz here in the first inning. A 2-2. Breaking ball down low. At a full count.
That's the danger sometimes as a pitcher where you think, okay, you threw a fastball right by a batter. Even though Pena's got a lot of power, he has struck out a lot, and the batting average is not exactly where he wants at 212. He's late on that fastball, but yet you throw a changeup. Better pitch would be even elevate a fastball, see if you get a swing and miss, because he's roaring out there trying to get the run across.
Rolls over this one. Rivera will glove it in foul territory. So the count remains full. It's almost as if he's feeling compelled to throw everything out here, letting one swing of the bat, one mistake to Jason Bartlett after getting ahead, that hard slider down and in, kind of affect everything that he's doing here in the first inning, changing the game plan, if you will, just trying to get by, limiting the damage.
You just forget about that home run.
This one ripped, and Rivera's got it. C.B. Buckner finally makes the call. It's a line out, 2 outs.
And now you have an opportunity to get through the inning when you're giving up that 1 run on the home run. So you just got to refocus and make your pitch. Trust your defense behind you. This could be a big boost for Scott Kazmir and, of course, the Angels themselves to be able to win in that dugout, only behind 1-0.
Here's Ben Zobrist. Switch hitter, hitting .256 with 7 home runs and 54 RBIs. Getting to start out in right field, but a guy who could play multiple positions for Joe Madden. Zobrist with a monster year last year, hitting .297 with 27 home runs and 91 RBIs. Takes that fastball down and in. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Look at a fastball right down the middle, 2-1. Zobrist picked up a couple of years ago as part of a deal for Aubrey Huff. Went to the Houston Astros. Boy, another Joe Madden. He certainly is flourished. 2-1 pitch, shot to right, base hit. Bartlett will score. Crawford's being waved around. The throw from Torrey's way up the line. And if the throw's at the plate, they get Crawford. That ball was hit that hard. Instead, it's a 2 RBI single. The Rays are up 3-0.
And they were very aggressive in sending Carl Crawford home. Yeah, you're right. A good throw has a chance to get him at home for sure. Zobrist, that's just a great piece of hitting. Fastball down, went the other way with it, kept his hands back true through the zone. The ball hard in the right field, but Torrey, a little different throw, obviously, from right field as compared to center. Up the line, he has a great chance to throw him out. He charged the ball very well, was in position to make that throw, but all the way up the third baseline.
Here's Willie Ibar, who takes a breaking ball in for a strike. Well, you watch that replay from up above as that ball skips on the infield grass where Crawford was at. I think Crawford was in cruise control, thinking that he was going to score easily. If that ball is anywhere near the plate, all of a sudden you're out of this inning.
And he was going to be out by a lot.
Zobrist picks up his 55th and 56th RBIs of the year. A 3-run first for the Rays. You got to pay attention to Zobrist as well. He's got 23 stolen bases this year. As that changeup is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Ibar. Ibar, a much better hitter from the right side this year than he is from the left. 270 versus 217. Collectively hitting 243.
Esmer clearly knows that Ibar is a fastball hitter, but if you locate your fastball, you can still get him out. Trying to force that changeup. You got to trust the grip to be able to have that action and stay away from that middle part of the plate.
2-1. Ibar taking a huge rip at it, fouling it back. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cashmere already at 31 pitches here in the first inning. And Ibar goes down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning, but the Rays strike first. They get 3 runs as we head to the bottom of the first inning. They lead it 3-0. Angels to step up here at the bottom of the first inning. 62 and 63 on the year. 8 games back, and Bobby Abreu leading things off and left. Howie Kendrick at second. Alberto Callasco at third base. Torrey Hunter, the cleanup man, at right. Hideki Matsui back in that DH spot. Juan Rivera getting to start at first base with Eric Ibar at shortstop. Jeff Mathis doing the catching, and the center fielder Peter Borges out in center and batting ninth. Facing the right-hander from Southern California, James Shields.
An innings eater, that's for sure. Will give you a lot of innings. A very competitive pitcher on the mound. 11-11 mark. High ERA for him right now, so he hasn't been locating that fastball as well as normal. Fastball 89 to 93 range. Curveball, slider, and a very, very, very good changeup.
From a pitching standpoint, starting pitching standpoint, first inning runs like that, do you like it? Do you not like it as far as having to sit the extra time on the bench before getting out there and at least getting that blood flowing again?
I would much rather have those couple runs early in the ballgame. It allows you mentally to feel that you can challenge hitters quickly in the ballgame. You generally want to throw that first pitch fastball anyhow, but when you have that cushion early on, you're going to attack the zone.
Bobby Abreu takes a strike. Bobby was 3 for 14 in that series against the Minnesota Twins. His average at 264, 15 home runs, 66 runs batted in. Shields quickly ahead at no balls and 2 strikes. 2 quick fastballs in the strike zone for Shields.
And it allows you to be more aggressive with the fastball. Talked about his changeup being one of his out pitches. You can have that ability to use that fastball.
Tried to go with that breaking pitch there, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shields, 28 years of age. Won't be 29 till the offseason. From a 16th round pick in 2000. Gets Abreu here on the breaking pitch, and there's out number 1. Expanding the strike zone against Abreu. 1 out. So take a look at the Rays defensively. In the outfield, you got Carl Crawford, B.J. Upton, and Ben Zobrist from left to right. In the infield, it's Evan Longoria and Jason Bartlett on the left side. Sean Rodriguez, Carlos Pena on the right, with Kelly Shopping doing the catching.
For me, Jason Bartlett is one of the better fielding shortstops in the American League. And Joe Manna told me this about a year and a half ago, that he felt that this club was so much better when they acquired him, because now all of a sudden the defense is soared up. He's got good range. He can turn a double play. Makes everyone else in that infield that much better.
Shields, unlike Abreu, falls behind Howie Kendrick at 2 balls and no strikes. Howie had a pretty good series against the Twins. 6 for 13. His average at 276. 9 home runs, 60 RBIs. That one just caught the inside corner, 2-1. Howie with great numbers against the Rays in his career. 394 average against Tampa Bay. Shoots this one down the right field line. Long run over for Zobrist, and he can't get it. That's a fair ball. It bounds into the seats, and Kendrick has himself a double. That ball just kept tailing away from Ben Zobrist. Nice effort on his part. But the Halos here in the bottom of the first have a man in scoring position. Howie's 32nd double of the year.
It ended up being a fastball up in the inner half of the plate. Fights it off. It's right down the right field line for a double. But Howie's had a lot of success against Shields. In 583, that's the type of swing you have when you have success against a pitcher, to find his way in there and lands for a double. The opportunity to get right back and respond.
Alberto Callasco to play with an RBI situation here. As far as good series are concerned, Kendrick and Callasco had them against the Twins. Alberto 6 for 12 as he swings through that fastball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Hideki Matsui was 3 for 8. Ibar 4 for 11. Peter Borges, the breakout game for him on Saturday. First Major League home run, first Major League triple. Fastball rolling this one foul, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good to be back home at Big A. Halos 33 and 27 here. They've got 3 against the Rays, 3 against the Baltimore Orioles. That one down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Potential double whammy for the Halos tonight. Being down 3-0 here at the bottom of the first inning. The score in Texas, where the Rangers are hosting the Minnesota Twins. The Rangers, at the bottom of the 8th inning, have a 3-0 lead themselves. So the potential to fall 9 games back on August the 23rd. 2-2. Down and in.
That was that changeup. Tried to force that down in the strike zone. Shields. You mentioned getting that 3-run cushion to start the inning for James Shields. The reality is that the Angels get right back in the game, all of a sudden that creates doubt in his mind. So that's why it's important that the Angels respond as far as getting some runs right now. You got to take care of your own business. You can't. Yes, you're going to look up at the scoreboard and seeing Texas winning, but the reality is you have to start winning some games.
Kayasma takes a called strike 3 on the outside corner. 2 outs.
Well, that's just a nasty fastball at 94 miles an hour with some late movement on the outer half. You're at the mercy of the umpire when the pitcher makes that type of pitch against you.
2 strikeouts for Shields here in the first. A very long first inning. Ray scoring 3 times at the top of the frame. Shields with his 15th pitch to Torrey Hunter. It's lined to right. Zobrist is there. That will end the bottom of the first. No runs to hit, and the Halos leave a man on in scoring position. 1 complete. Rays are on top 3-0. Angels baseball is brought to you by CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. By Carl's Jr., introducing the Hawaiian Teriyaki Chicken Sandwich with grilled pineapple and teriyaki sauce. New at Carl's Jr. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on. Top of the second here at the Big A. Rays up 3-0. They will send up 8, 9, and 1. Sean Rodriguez, Kelly shopping at B.J. Upton here against Scott Kazmir. And Kazmir delivers a ball 1 on the former Angel. Sean Rodriguez getting to start at second base, hitting .264. 8 home runs, 37 RBIs. He fouls this one off to the right. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. These two swapped for each other. Rodriguez being a key component in the trade for Scott Kazmir last year. The off-speed pitch is outside. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Sean Rodriguez is the guy that can play a number of positions for Joe Madden. Similar to Mike Scioscia, that philosophy of guys that could play not just one position, but 2 or 3 different positions as long as they get the bat in the lineup.
Drills this one out to straightaway center field. Borges looks like he's got a beat on it if he's got it. Leaps up, can't make the catch. Rodriguez in at second with a double. Looked like it hit just off the heel of the glove. And instead of making a spectacular catch as we've seen Borges make over the last 3 weeks, it's the 18th double of the year for Sean Rodriguez.
Well, he was playing pretty shallow, too. Got back to the wall, the warning track, at the wall, leaps up, and would have been a home run if it got over his glove. Well, a great position to make that, but you're right, got the heel of the glove. Ana will, you can see right up there on the heel of the glove, leaped up to make a great play. Didn't keep it in the ballpark, though.
Here's Kelly Shopik, right-handed batting catcher. He and Jason Jaso splitting time at the dish and behind the plate, especially righties and lefties are concerned. Shopik a better hitter against left-handed pitchers throughout his career. Just hitting .208 this year, however. Swings through that fastball. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Shopik with 3 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Shoots this one foul. Trying to hit that ball to the right side. The count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Shopik was the guy that was behind the plate on July 26th with Matt Garza threw that no-hitter against the Detroit Tigers. The first no-hitter in Rays history.
Boy, catchers just love that more than anything else. That ability to have a chance to catch it, a no-hitter. More important than what they do at the plate.
No appeal on that check swing. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. First time he'd ever caught one, of course. There's Matt Garza. Loves him some sunflower seeds.
Hey, when you throw a no-hitter, you can do that.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Top of the order, B.J. Upton on deck. Upton opening up this game on the very first pitch with a home run, his 12th of the year. Rays tacking on 2 more. Boy, the tempo has been very deliberate for Scott Kazmir. In the short time he's been on the mound. Shopik skies this one on the left side of the infield eye bar with the call. Here's out number 1. The runner does not advance. Here comes B.J. Upton.
Now it's time for Coors Light cold hard blast. B.J. Upton got that fastball middle in, turns on it. Opens up the scoring right away for the Rays. Well, he was quick on that fastball. Loves to hit the fastball. A guy that you can expand the zone against. When you make a mistake with that fastball, it's going to be covered, and that's what it was. And that was our Coors Light cold hard blast.
Well, he had been 0 for his last 11 prior to that swing. And still just only 26 years of age. Just turned 26 on Saturday.
Well, it seemed like he's been around forever.
He's had some run-ins with Joe Madden. He's had some run-ins with Evan Longoria. Takes a big hack there, and it's no balls and a strike. Just has not been able to put it all together. Obviously a supremely talented individual, just like his brother, Justin of the Diamondbacks.
But can run, and I think he just has to shorten up his swing at times. He can expand the strike zone against him. He will chase his pitches out of the strike zone.
Kazmir gets that fastball by him, and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
You can tell even by that swing at times pulls off the baseball.
See if he can put him away here. No balls, 2 strikes. John Rodriguez opening up the second with a double just off the glove of Borges at the wall and center. This one fouled back over the screen. Another 0-2. That's yanked down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Rodriguez will score. Upton will head to second as Abreu gets up with it and fires it back in. It's 4-0 Rays.
Looked like a flat slider out over the plate. Definitely was a slider. You could tell by the rotation of the seams. But when you throw that slider, if you're a left-handed pitcher, you want to throw that down and in. For a right-handed batter, it was elevated enough where B.J. Upton was able to turn on it, get the big part of the bat, and drive it down the line for a double.
There's Jason Bartlett, the shortstop, swinging, driving one out to the left center field. Playable for Borges. Upton looks like he wants to tag, but he'll stay at second. There are 2 outs. Bartlett was hit by a pitch in the first inning and scored a run. So now he's 0 for 1. In Arlington, that game in the 9th inning, it is 4-0 Texas. Neftali Feliz has 1 out in the 9th inning, trying to close out a combined no-hitter of the Minnesota Twins. Rich Harden went 6 1/3. Matt Harrison, Darren O'Day, and now Feliz against the Twins.
That would be the 6th no-hitter of the season.
Crawford takes a strike.
Morrow of Toronto almost had a no-hitter himself. What was it, 1 out away? Well, he looked good against the Yankees tonight.
He did. Blue Jays picking up that victory, 3-2. Jose Bautista, 2 home runs, now with 40. First guy to 40 this year. Crawford, no balls, 2 strikes. What was that last combined no-hitter? Was that the Astros and the Yankees?
Yeah, I think
at
they used
Yankee Stadium, right?
About 4 or 5 different pitchers at least.
No balls, 2 strikes. Crawford chops one right back to Kazmir. Unfortunately, it lands right by the mound. Scotty picks it up and fires and tires Crawford. The Rays get a run here. Into the bottom of the second. They lead it 4-0. It is 4-0 Rays. Halos have Matsui, Rivera, and Ibar here in the second. Well, that no-hitter is no more. Joe Mauer, clean single up the middle with 1 out of the 9th inning.
That's the one guy you probably didn't want to have up there in the 9th inning if you're a pitcher for the Rangers right now.
Would have been legit had they gotten Mauer.
No question.
Although I think they got what they have next. Kubel, I would imagine. Next in line. Texas leading that one 4-0. Although the Twins have a couple of men on still in the ninth inning with 1 out. Matsui swinging at the first pitch here. Fouls it back. And by the way, it was 6 pitchers that combined no-hitter. Astros at the Yankees. Pete Monroe, Kirk Sarloos, Brad Lidge, Octavio Dotel, and Billy Wagner.
It's like a spring training game. A different look every other inning.
8-0 game. Those 5 relievers were called on because Roy Oswalt, the starter, got hurt in that one. Matsui takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2. Hideki hitting .258 with 16 home runs, 63 runs batted in. We pointed out in the first inning, 3 for 8 in that series against the Twins. He swings and misses. This one gets away from Shop. It's going to be a close play at first, and Matsui is safe. Hideki legging out the strikeout. Leadoff man on board. Strikeout wild pitch. It'll get recorded. Third punch out for Shields, but a man on.
Boy, sometimes a play like that can get that offense rolling. Just when you think you have that first out of the inning, instead you have a base runner. You make your perfect pitch, and you don't get rewarded for it. Good action on that off-speed pitch. Down and away. Shopik makes a strong throw, but Matsui got down the line pretty good there. Unfortunately for Shopik, that ball looked like it hit Matsui going by the base.
Brings up Juan Rivera. Like his first career start at first base. Second appearance at first base for the Angels. Got into a game back in April of 2008. Played 2 innings over there.
But a few spring trainings ago, he was getting a lot of action down in spring training games and during the workouts as far as trying to get acclimated to that position.
Takes down low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Juan played just 1 game in that series against the Twins. Went 1 for 4 offensively. Average of .257 with 12 home runs and 44 driven home. Kind of a unique setup motion for Shields as this one's bounced foul. It's 2 balls and a strike. Boy, you hate to see that when an Angel fan loses his beverage over a foul ball.
Well, the effort was there. That's the most important thing. Get back to that odd stretch motion for James Shields, similar to what you see out of Baltimore pitchers back in the day when you had Dennis Martinez, Mike Boddicker, Storm Davis. Similar type of motion to start with. It's all about trying to disrupt the timing of a base runner trying to get that extra step to be in position to steal.
Good off-speed pitch there. Gets Rivera out in front. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Even Mike Mussina used to have it also similar. Now you get a better look over the base runner, exactly where they're trying to get as far as establishing their lead at first base. I always felt it was difficult to be able to see over there enough to be able to gauge exactly how far that lead is over first base. And clearly he can do it.
Pardon me, he's got a very short lead as always. 2-2 is fouled.
But you can't vary it. That's the thing. Even if it's Matsui or Eric Ibar, you have to have that same delivery. Otherwise, you're going to see the umpire calling something different from that motion for him.
James is also one of those guys that when he comes set, he's not the prototypical type of starter or reliever for that matter that comes set either at the chest or at the belt. He's up around that right shoulder. Rivera lays off that pitch and it's full count.
That's why he utilizes that slide step, because he's already has his hands in position to be able to go forward. Like a lot of times when guys have their hands at the belt, you have to bring your hands up to be able to deliver the baseball. He's already up and elevated, so it allows him just to go forward. That's why he's so difficult to try to steal against. Not that Matsui's going to be trying to steal against him, but other base runners on the Angels would try to get that type of lead against him. It's going to be hard.
Rivera chops this one foul up the third base line. And you've got to be good as a pitcher in this instance, especially with the way Shopik has thrown the ball behind the plate. He's struggling to throw out would-be base stealers. Evans just caught 5 of 21. As you've pointed out a number of times, you vary your looks, vary your throws, holding the baseball.
The reputation alone, as far as having to be quick to the plate, slows down the average base runner.
Another 3-2 shot foul down the right field line. Eight pitch at bat thus far for Juan against James Shields of Hart High School in Santa Clarita. Had 11-12 mark last year with a 4.14 ERA. 3-2 cued up the middle. It's a base hit. Went down and got it. And the Halos have 2 on here. Nobody on. Eric Ibar coming up.
Real good at bat for Juan Rivera against a guy that's very tough against righties in general as far as hitting his spot, utilizing the all-speed pitch. There's a pitch right over the middle part of the plate. Went with it. If he tries to pull that ball, it's a ground ball to short double play.
Good recognition on the part of Rivera. He's on board. Matsui over at second base. He had that strikeout, but reached on the wild pitch. Here's Ibar hitting .268 with 5 home runs and 27 RBIs. Corner infielders in. Longoria is playing in on the grass, but Ibar lets it fly on the pitch out of the strike zone. It's no balls and a strike. And Eric still in that mode of trying to lift and separate when you should be more punch and Judy.
The need for base runners. His game is line drive, ground balls.
One ball, one strike.
Because he gets down the line very well. Particularly when he's hitting from the left side. He has the ability to bunt, drag bunt, push bunt. So many variables in his offensive game. But being a home run hitter shouldn't be part of his game at all.
One pitch is fouled off the left. They go back to that 5th home run. That was the one he hit at Comerica Park late in that one game. And it's been from that point on in which he has really scuffled with his swing. Kind of got out of whack.
You know, and it sounds odd. That's more of a mistake swing for him. It was an elevated pitch on the inner half, and he turned on it. But the reality is, if he hits the ball on the ground the other way, you can see that batting average creep back up to that 300 mark. But if he tries to pull, he's in trouble.
Breaking ball on the ground towards second. We're not going to be able to turn 2. They force out Rivera, and there is 1 out. Matsui ends up at third. And it's a fielder's choice for Ibar, bringing up Jeff Mathis. That game I was talking about, it was August the 7th against the Tigers. He hit that 8th inning home run. Ended up having a 2-for-5 game, and at that point was hitting .277 going into that game. His batting average, of course, dipped down 9 points since then. It's up to Mathis trying to get the Angels on the board now. Hitting .200 on the year with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. As he looks at that fastball inside.
When you have a pitcher on the mound that's giving up the amount of home runs that James Shields has allowed this year, you always have that chance. You got BJ up there playing extremely shallow in center field. Over his head, and all of a sudden it's 4-2.
There's that one pitch that Jeff Mathis has become very susceptible to since coming back from that wrist injury. Broken bone in his wrist.
You can see how shallow BJ is in center field. He likes to be aggressive and go back on the baseball. Again, Jeff is going to have to leave off and not swing at that slider. Look for the fastball. If you're Jeff Mathis right now, you almost get to the point where you just don't swing at the breaking pitch. Look for a fastball.
Got it there. Took something off of it. And it's 1-2. Matsui over at third base and Ibar over at first. 1-2. Got him with a high fastball. 2 outs. Strikeout number 4 for James Shields. Brings up Peter Borges.
We elevated the fastball here. Now this looked like his approach was to try to hit the ball the other way, hit down on that baseball, but when it was elevated, he couldn't get his hands up quick enough to make contact with that pitch.
Borges hitting 164 with a home run, 6 RBIs. A 3-for-10 series against the Twins. Looks at a fastball in there. Home run he hit, his first big league home run. A line shot to left field at Target Field. Breaking ball is tapped foul. No balls, 2 strikes. And Ibar still kind of hunkered down over at first base. Nothing happening as far as base runners moving.
Especially an 0-2 count, you could assume Shields is going to throw a breaking pitch. Never a bad time to try to steal base. Just have people moving and get them out of their comfortable position.
No balls, 2 strikes here. Ibar at first, Matsui at third. Borges chopping this one to the right of Dino Ebel. It actually ends up in the Angels dugout.
Well, how quick did Peter Borges get around the bases on that home run, though, the other day?
No one flap down. I think his dad got in his ear.
Probably.
If you ever hit one out of the big leagues,
be quick. That way you don't wear that baseball the next time around.
Another 0-2 upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
With Roger Clemens, Nolan Ryan, if you were a young guy, your first home run against him, there was a real good chance the very next at bat you're going to see that baseball around your numbers.
Whether you showed them up or otherwise.
No, this reminded them.
They just wanted you to know.
Yeah, they weren't going to let that one go.
One-two. We got him with the changeup. 3 strikeouts in the inning for James Shields. 5 in the game. 2 complete. The Rays lead at 4-0. They scored 3 in the first, 1 in the first. A lot of Angel fans in attendance here. A lot of close friends and family hanging around the ballpark. And why not?
Why would you not?
Absolutely. Longoria, Pena, Zobrist here in the third inning. Longoria was a strikeout victim in the first inning. One of 2 punch outs for Scott Kazmir. He's given up a walk, hit a batter, allowed 4 hits, including the home run to B.J. Upton in the first inning. Needs a quick inning here. He's had 0-2 fastballs up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Certainly a pitch that makes Longoria uncomfortable at the plate. He's looking out over the plate. You can see that. He's diving, looking for this outside corner.
Loops this one into right. Torrey toward a foul line will make the catch for the first out.
And you notice he didn't have as good a swing of that fastball after that elevated fastball inside. You saw that ground ball up the middle at the end of the inning. Carl Crawford hit the ball right back at Scott Kazmir. He was upset that ball was hit that hard at him, hit him. He fired the ball to first. That's the kind of energy you need. Look, those hips opened up there because that pitch was the pitch before set that one up. You got to make the hitters uncomfortable. That's the key. If they're looking out over the plate and get some healthy swings against you, you got to make sure you remind them, I'm not going to let you know what part of the plate is yours that night.
Pena's fouling off the first pitch. This one just off the facade in front of Jose Mota. No, actually, who's over there? Terry Smith. Jose's doing a Spanish TV tonight.
Terry was in position to make the play.
Oh, I'm sure. Terry's one of those guys that he mans up when a foul ball is coming his way.
No question. Watch him play many a Little League game back in Philly.
That one line to right field. Torrey over to try to cut it off, keep Pena to a single. And he does. Throw back, and they almost get Pena. Not a bad play for Eric Ibar. Got his footing over there, threw a strike to Rivera.
Good decision. Got by Torrey cutting that baseball up, still setting up the double play ball. Ibar wasted no time making a throw back to first. Most times you'll see a base runner go around the base and come back, and he realized he had to come back pretty quick at the end. Barely got back.
I think the key to that is the fact that Pena kept looking towards second base long enough to see Ibar make the decision to throw to first. Zobrist lining one of the alley on left center field. Abreu will make the sliding catch. Pena heads back to first. There are 2 outs.
A good read on that one for Bobby. Makes that play.
So One West Bank, one person, one play, brought to you by One West Bank, one person at a time.
Boy, a big play in the ball game here for the Angels. If that ball gets by him, that's going to be a double. Second and third with 1 out instead of 2 outs. Good read, good slide. Fit all the way into his glove.
So 2 outs, Pena still at first. Here's Willie Ibar. He struck out swinging, ending the first inning. He'll promptly take a strike. Early in the inning, I said that Scott needs a quick inning. He had thrown 50 pitches in the first 2 innings. He's thrown 8 thus far here. Just to give him a little bit of a breather, kind of get the tempo going again, allow the offense to try to figure things out. You've got the top of the order coming up in the third inning against Shields. There's another strike, 0-2.
Sometimes when you see the velocity of Scott Kazmir, you wonder, when is that pitcher going to be that dominant pitcher once again? He has the ability. It's all about being aggressive, in that good tempo going for Scott. It's not as if he's a finesse pitcher. He's got a good fastball. Along with a changeup when he stays with his mechanics is very good. He goes away from right-handed batters. And mixing a pretty good slider on occasion. Still trying to get a better feel for that pitch.
Changeup is down low. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Is it possible with a guy that you talked about for a number of times, every time he makes a start, that has a firm fastball, 94, could touch 95 on occasion, that he tries to oversell mechanically the changeup and the slider, trying to get guys to believe he's throwing something a lot firmer than it was actually thrown. That pitch is down in the dirt. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
When you look at pitchers that are very successful throughout their career, they throw fastball after fastball, locate, change speeds on the fastball, and then make adjustments when the hitters make adjustments to them. And now if you're making your pitch with your fastball and you're getting outs or getting ahead, use that pitch. You don't need to throw those other pitches until they start squaring up the baseball against you.
We've gone from 0-2 to 3-2, and that'll get Pena going with the pitch here at 2 outs. Rivera will move behind Pena.
I mean, there's games in which you don't have your firm fastball, so you do have to use your secondary pitches, whether it's slider, changeup, or both during the course of the game. But if you have a good fastball going in that game, that's the best pitch you have.
This one to right, Torrey. Looked like he was having trouble finding that baseball, but locked in on it, makes a catch, and there's the 3rd out of the inning. A quick inning for Kazmir. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Angels trailing at 4-0. Hey, folks, come out to the Big A tomorrow night as all fans in attendance will receive a free Angels fleece blanket courtesy of Chevron Extra Mile. Don't miss out. Purchase your tickets today at angelsbaseball.com. So looking forward to that one.
Well, it's going to be perfect to wear around the Valley tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's about 109. It'll be
your
perfect.
own personal walking sauna. No chafing there.
No.
4-0 Rays here in the bottom of the 3rd. Abreu, Kendrick, and Callaspo here against James Shields, who has 5 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Bobby, a strikeout victim of the first. He's 0 for 1. Looks at a fastball upstairs. The Angels have had some base runners in scoring position, just have not been able to do anything with them. Even going back to the first inning, they had a double by Howie Kendrick with 1 out. Stranded him there. They had Matsui in scoring position with nobody out. First and second and nobody out. And got nothing out of it. 0 for 5 tonight with men in scoring position. Shields falls behind here. 3 balls and no strikes. And Shields, because of that second inning, in which he threw 26 pitches, he's up there too as far as pitch count is concerned, now at 44.
You can almost guarantee this will be a take.
And he missed off the plate. 4-pitch walk first issued by the right-hander tonight. Howie's coming up here. He's 1 for 1 with a double in the first inning. He's our U.S. Marines leader of the game. 20th career game against the Rays. And now with that double, a .403 average, a couple of home runs, 9 two-baggers, and 11 runs batted in.
It's always a tough thing to explain how a hitter can be so successful against some clubs. especially when you look at the staff that the Rays have. And they've had a good staff for a while. He had a lot of success.
Well, for Joe Madden, seeing Howie Kendrick at the plate, it's like you and Don Mattingly. Or Wade Boggs.
Wow, thanks for bringing those two guys up. Well, I did get him out 7 out of every 10 times.
Yeah, you made him a Hall of Famer. You contributed.
I do my part.
Well, you are that kind of guy.
There's no question.
You're a giver.
Yep, I like backing up bases, that's for sure.
No balls, 2 strikes on Howie. Bobby with a pretty good lead over at first. This one shot foul. The count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. 9th start of his career against the Angels for James Shields tonight. Overall 4-3 mark at a 3.18 ERA, although, as we put it out earlier, had not faced the Angels earlier this year. And he's been just okay here at the Big A. He's lost his previous 2 starts. That's how it goes down swinging. There's strikeout number 6.
Well, that's a great changeup. 85 mile an hour with movement. When you think about it, career ERA at 3.18, but he's given up 12 earned runs in 7+ innings here at the Big A in 2 starts. So he's not as effective, but in this particular pitch he certainly is when he's able to throw that changeup, stay on top, and that rotation out of his hand. Very difficult to hit.
His numbers against the Angels in his career: 0-2 and a 7.71 ERA. 14 innings prior to tonight here at the Big A. He's allowed 19 hits, 12 earned runs. Callaspo takes down low, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, looking at Bobby getting his lead against James Shields, I think you have to establish your lead right away. Because when he gets into that motion, he's looking over, and then it's more difficult to be able to creep out and get a little bit further against him. But if you establish your lead, because he holds the ball very well also, then you're going to have to get that good jump as soon as he sees him bend that knee to go towards home.
There he goes. The 1-0 is fouled off. The hit and run was on, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
You see right there, he got his lead established. As soon as he saw that bending of the front knee, that's when it tells you as a base runner you have an opportunity to go home, or go to second base.
Callaspo looping one to right center field. That might be trouble. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Abreu alertly gets to the bag at second. He kind of had to hold up between first and second and make sure Upton, who plays shallow, doesn't catch that ball. It's a base hit for Callaspo. 2 on with 1 out here, and Torrey coming up.
And that's the point with BJ playing so shallow that Bobby had to drift a little bit further than normal as far as getting himself in position to be safe at second on that flare into the outfield. He's able to get that on 1 hop and make a strong throw. It was pretty close at second.
A strike on the inside corner. Looked like it was hit off the plate. Torrey doesn't like the call. Torrey swung at the first pitch he saw in the first inning and hit a fly ball to right. Abreu at second, Callaspo at first. The count is even now. Trying to get him to chase that breaking ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Good hitters count for Torrey. Upton still playing extremely shallow at center. Zobrist and Crawford at right and left respectively, just at normal depth. Boy, talk about letting it fly. Torrey certainly did. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that was nearly 4-3 with 1 swing. Just elevated enough that fastball to get it by and a good part of the bat, and Torrey fouled it straight back.
Two. Change up. Misses off the plate. It's full count now.
That's some pretty good pitching, though. Elevate a fastball in, then throw the changeup in and down. You wonder in this spot, will the Angels send the base runners? Pretty decent speed on the bases right now. 3-2 count.
Runners don't go. Torrey loops one out toward left center field. Upton moving over. He'll make the catch. 2 outs. Got in on the hands. So Torrey's 0 for 2. With 2 men still on board and 2 outs. Hideki Matsui coming to the plate.
Well, you're right. He did get that fastball in. Fastball up and in. Change up down and in. Then right back with another fastball on the inside part of the plate. Jammed him. Really, that's the spot where Torrey does the most damage on the inner half. But because he changed speeds with 2 different pitches and the eye level made it more difficult for Torrey to hit the ball.
Matsui takes a fastball for a strike. He struck out but reached on a wild pitch. He's 0 for 1. 6 punch outs for Shields, 1 walk.
Matsui with 3 home runs in his career against Shields. The batting average, too, coming into this game at 421.
Rays in the midst of a 7-game West Coast trip, splitting a series against Oakland 2-2 as Matsui drills one out to deep left center field. Upton is back at the wall, off his glove and off the wall. 2 runs will score. It's a double for Hideki Matsui, and the Angels are on the board. They trail it 4-2.
That's when at times it can come back to haunt you playing such a shallow center field. But he did get back on the baseball very well. P.J. Upton did, but had to jump up against the wall. Fortunately for the Angels, they got a break. Got shallow. He's playing. He had to go a long way in the left center field. Covered a ton of ground. Sees the wall, jumps up, and hits off the heel of his glove also. We saw that earlier with Borges. A break. Well hit, though, by Matsui, who continues to have success against James Shields.
Rivera takes a breaking ball inside. Matsui, the 19th double, and now his 65 runs batted in. He's 1 behind Bobby Abreu for 3rd on this team. Rivera 1 for 1. He had a base hit up the middle in the 2nd inning. 2 balls, no strikes on 1. Takes the off-speed pitch on the inside corner.
James Shields very deliberate himself tonight. Surprising. He's generally a guy that's very quick. Has a good tempo on the mound. That pitch count elevated so high for him already in the 3rd inning here. It's 64. Not real comfortable on the mound so far.
Rivera breaks his bat, rolls one toward the middle. Bartlett's got the skip. And Waddle retired for the 3rd out. But the Halos get on the board courtesy of Matsui's 2 RBI double through 3. Rays up 4-2. Question tonight, Joe Maddon is the 4th manager in Rays history. Who are the other 3?
One of them is retired as a manager yesterday.
You are correct.
The other 2, I'll ask you for help.
Scott Kazmir delivers ball 1 on Sean Rodriguez to start things off here in the top of the 4th inning. 4-2 Rays. 2 balls and no strikes. Rodriguez, Shopik, and Upton. That's 8, 9, and 1. How about 1 as a current pitching coach? 2-0. Down low, 3 balls and no strikes. Rodriguez hit that double that went off the heel of the glove in center field. Peter Borges at the wall. Came around to score. Kazmir, after getting 2 runs on the board from his offense, comes out and delivers a 4-pitch walk to Sean Rodriguez. Leadoff man is on board as we take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
As Sammy Hagar might say, you can't drive 55. It's all about the ability to steal base, the speed game of the Tampa Bay Rays, leading the American League with 148 stolen bases. Very aggressive. You're in a spot right now with Sean Rodriguez at first base. You have to be leery of that ability to run and steal. Rodriguez with 9 stolen bases himself. Slow down that running game. Better opportunity to win.
What's the conversation that's going on right now?
I think exactly what you said. They just scored 2 runs. It's a 4-2 ball game. You got to be aggressive. Throw a strike. Trust your infielders to turn a ground ball double play right here.
Kazmir's thrown 67 pitches, and with that, and down by just 2 runs, and Texas having 1 tonight. Short leash, Michael Kahn is first man up and loosening.
Nothing will get your manager more upset when your offense gets you back in the ball game and you walk the leadoff batter right after that.
There's a strike to Kelly Shopik. Shavik popped out to Eric Ibar the second, so he's 0 for 1. Lifts a high fly ball to center, playable for Borges. Rodriguez between first and second will head back to first. Borges puts it away for the first out. So back to the top of the order now. B.J. Upton making his third plate appearance. We play here in the fourth. 2 for 2 with a home run. Double. A couple of RBIs. Off speed, it's in the dirt. And throw to first base. Safe at first. C.B. Buckner with the call.
Well, nice job, too, by Jeff bouncing the pitch in front, getting out quickly. Rodriguez was caught drifting out, thinking of getting a secondary lead. Try to get in. You see him hesitate with the hand.
May have just actually gotten those fingertips in, yeah.
Juan was kind of reaching to apply the tag. It's a pretty good call. First base by C.B. Buckner.
1-0. Upton out toward left center field. Borges with the long run over there. He's at the track to make the catch. Rodriguez tagging. Trying to go to second. The throw's just off. And Rodriguez advances, but there are 2 outs.
Another healthy swing by B.J. Upton against Scott Kazmir. I know they were good friends when they were teammates, but they're no longer teammates anymore. You got to make them uncomfortable. That ball very well, and Borges covering a ton of ground. Back to the wall, able to make the play.
So Jason Bartlett at the plate now. A conversation between Kazmir and Mathis. Ibar is also going to join in. Bartlett hit by a pitch and a run scored to the first inning. Hit a fly ball to center the second. 0 for 1 night. He's got a man in scoring position in Rodriguez. Changeup is down low. Good pitch on the inside corner there. Evens the count at 1-1. Rodriguez will lead off walk, advancing to second on that fly ball out by Upton. Scott's had a couple of those fly ball outs here in the fourth. Through 32 pitches in the first inning, 18 in the second, 13 in the third.
Well, a big opportunity now to get through this inning with no runs allowed. Keep the momentum going for the offensive side, who had some good swings against James Shields.
Two, and that's fouled back. Limited schedule around Major League Baseball tonight. Mentioned Texas shutting out Minnesota. Boston beat Seattle 6-3. Toronto over the Yankees. Detroit all over Kansas City. Bartlett swings and misses on the off-speed pitch, and the leadoff walk does not come back to haunt. We hit in the bottom of the fourth. Rays up 4-2. The fourth manager in Rays history. Who are the other three? You guessed Lou Piniella. My guess is Larry Rothschild and Hal McRae. Oh, yeah. Larry Rothschild, the expansion pick.
There you go.
He at the time was the pitching coach, if I remember correctly, of the Florida Marlins, and got hired to be the manager there. Now is the current pitching coach of the Chicago Cubs.
Please tell Hal McRae I did not forget him. I just didn't want everybody to know it at home.
I'm sure he's dialed in right now at his home in Bradenton, Florida.
Yes.
Listening to this. Since he's probably a fan of the Rays right now.
Yep.
Blowing off Dwayne Stantz and Kevin Kennedy, the skipper, in the booth next door. 4-2 Rays. Ibar showed bunt, takes the ball inside. Ibar, Mathis, and Borges here in the bottom of the fourth. Down by 2.
Hal did a great job with us as a manager over in Kansas City. You talk about a fiery manager.
Just ask Dean Vogelbach. That pitch is fouled off the left, and it's
and the phone and everything else in his office.
That still is one of the all-time great manager blow-ups. That's what they used to do, the whole media scrum thing in the manager's office.
And I had a perfect view. My locker was set up directly, looking right in at his office, and it was pretty funny to see. Hal was definitely a player's manager, and when they questioned him about giving George Brett a day off, it kind of forced him to snap a bit.
One ball, 2 strikes here on Ibar. He goes down swinging on the breaking pitch. 7th strikeout for James Shields. First out here in the fourth. First time we've really seen that slow breaking pitch from Shields. It's been pretty much fastball change up tonight.
And that's been his most inconsistent pitch would be his breaking pitch, whether it's the curveball or slider, getting that good feel for it. It's basically fastball changeup. But when he has that breaking pitch working during the course of a game, very difficult because at eye level, that curveball coming in starts around letter high and ends up below the knees.
Mathis tonight a strikeout victim in the second, so he's 0 for 1. Shields, along with those 7 punch outs, has walked just 1. Having allowed 4 hits. Jeff tries to bunt and fouls it back over the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matheson, the hold of the ball on 2 strikes. Shoots one out to right. Zobrist comes in a couple. 2 outs. Hey, if you have a sweet tooth and you're looking for a great place to keep your candy, then come out to Angel Stadium this Saturday. All fans in attendance will receive a free ceramic Angels candy jar courtesy of Autotrader.com. Visit angelsbaseball.com for tickets. Hey, Gooby, what are you going to put in that candy jar?
Oh, I got a number of M&Ms. Good friends who come to a lot of Angel games. Bob and Dawn, who sit up in section 522, sent us 3 huge bags of M&Ms. Fill up our little candy jar.
Borges trying to bunt one up the third base line while Corey is playing in. And Borges is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. A 1-2-3 inning. 4 in the books. Rays still up 4-2. They're going to send up Crawford, Longoria, Pena here in the 5th inning against Scott Kazmir. And in case you're wondering whether or not Carlos Pena kept that foot on the bag, that play by Peter Borges, the bunt, he did. We went back and looked at it with the naked eye. It looked as if Pena maybe pulled the foot off, tried to sell it to C.B. Buckner, but clearly was on the bag.
Gold Glover.
Yeah. Shields with his first 1-2-3 inning. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. This is how the bottom of the 4th ended. And you're coming off the bag as he caught it, but
Look at tough throw, too. If you're a left-handed fielding first baseman, you got to reach across. A speedy runner going down the line, and that throw is going to run right into the base runner. Good play by him. Play by Longoria also to be able to come in and field that and make that throw on the run. Borges can fly.
Down low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crawford tonight with a walk and a run scored, and hit a comebacker to Kazmir that ended the 2nd. Lines this one to center. Borges dead in his tracks, makes the grab. And there is the first shot of the inning. As we take a look at our Jaguar game recap so far. It's all Rays early on. BJ Upton, first pitch of the game, his 12th home run of the year. Later on in the inning, Penzover was a 2 RBI single. And then in the second, Upton again, an RBI double. 4-0 lead until Hideki Matsui got a double off the glove of BJ Upton. Brought home 2 runs. That came at the bottom of the third. That's where we stand right now. 4-2 Rays with 1 out of the 5th. Evan Longoria taking a strike. Longoria is 0 for 2. Strikeout victim in the first and a fly ball to right in the third. Oh, 1 pitch outside. Longoria takes inside.
Well, Longoria's approach to plate has the open stance, but then closes it up as the pitch is about ready to be delivered to him. An open stance, and then this is these pitches gathering. He brings it back in.
This one foul up the third base line, evens the count at 2-2.
You would think that he'd be susceptible to pitches on the inside part of the plate. He's, at this point in his career, still quick with his hands. Threw that pitch on the inner half.
Still a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Native of Bellflower, Rio Hondo College in Long Beach State. Former American League Rookie of the Year. Fouling off some pitches here against Casimir. Scott with 3 punch outs, 2 walks, 5 hits allowed. And perhaps, depending on how this inning plays out, maybe his last inning, maybe he gets a chance to go out there for 1 more. As he gets Longoria on the off-speed pitch. 2 outs.
Second time he's got Longoria on swing and miss. Good off-speed pitch here. Second time he got him. First time on a slider, this time on a changeup. Way out in front. Still an opportunity if he gets a quick out here. Might have a chance to go out for the top of the 6th.
He's at 89 pitches right now. Pena swings through that pitch, and it's no balls in his track. He too is looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. Trying to return the favor on James Shields and the Rays. The Halos in the bottom of the 5th have 1, 2, and 3 coming up with Abreu, Kendrick, and Callaspo. Ground ball to the right side and into the overshift as Kendrick plays it from the outfield grass. It is a 1-2-3 inning for Scott Casimir, more than likely to come back out in the 6th. Halos still trailing 4-2. Of the game on the state of 1963. Angels first baseman Lee Thomas ties an MLB record, participating in 6 double plays.
Isn't that the pitcher's best friend, the double play? He had a lot of friends that day with 6 of them.
That and a 3-run home run, according to you.
I never minded 3 runs to deal with, that's for sure.
Abreu, Kendrick, Callasco here in the 5th inning. Halos down by 2.
Times I was never against having 2 hit force during the course of a game.
Bobby takes a strike on the off-speed pitch. Strikeout victim in the first. A walk and a run scored in the third. Be sure to visit farmers.com today to hear more true stories from Farmers customers and to find a SoCal agent near you. 0-1 pitch. Bobby fouling it back. No balls, 2 strikes. Unlike the previous plate appearance for Abreu, in which Shields walked him on 4 wide ones. The only walk that Shields has allowed. Go with the 7 punch outs. He gets Abreu here for his 8th straight changeup there. 1 away.
Oh, it's such a great pitch. Selling it with perfect mechanics out in front. Bobby was on that changeup.
Kendrick out to left field for a 1-out base hit. Saw a pitch he liked, the very first one here. With 1 out in the 5th inning, picks up his 2nd hit, so 2 for 3 night. Man on here, Alberto Callasco.
2 more hits against James Shields now, giving him 9 in his career in 15 at bats. Fastball, inner half, turns on it. Good approach. Mislocation. Shields said he wanted that fastball away. Instead, mislocation, and how he took advantage of it.
Callasco had a base hit his last time up, so he's 1 for 2. Also came around to score one of those 2 runs. That one almost got him. Shields also one of those guys that, because of the mechanics, a lot of moving parts, at times struggles with that off-speed pitch. Got to keep it in the strike zone. It's got pretty good movement, too. As Callasco rips one to right, there's a base hit. Howie will advance to second and stop theirs. Zobrist's throw comes in to the shortstop Bartlett. So back-to-back hits here with 1 out. Torrey Hunter coming up. And Torrey hitless so far in this one.
Well, here's that chance for that best play in baseball.
Halos tonight 1 for 8 with men in scoring position. The 1, Matsui's 2 RBI double. Torrey's hit a fly ball to right and 1 to center. Bringing at that first pitch here and chops it foul up the third base line.
They could sense he was going to be aggressive because Torrey was trying to get the bat out there quicker. His last at bat, Shields threw fastball in, changeup in, and then got him out on a fastball in the inner half. So his approach was he was going to get that bat head out quickly. If he could hit that home run, all of a sudden you do have that 3-run home run, which is the best play in the game.
Breaking ball on the ground to short. Bartlett with the backhand. Is in time. That's a double play that ends the threat and the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left on. 5 in the book. Rays still up
Light, sixth inning. Now it's time for the Coors Light freeze can. We got two center fielders that play shallow to go way back on the baseball. Peter Borges at the wall. Almost makes a spectacular play, but hits the heel of his glove. Prevents the home run, but it is a double. Then Matsui hits the ball to left center. B.J. Upton going a long way, but that ball hits the heel of his glove also. Couple doubles, state of the art. That was our Coors Light free scan, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Well, Scott Kazmir back out for another inning, facing Ben Zobrist. He's first ball swinging. Torrey Hunter makes the catch. One pitch, one out to start the top of the sixth inning with the Rays up 4-2. Zobrist now 1 for 3 on the night. Had a 2 RBI single in the first. That'll bring up Willie Ibar, serving as the DH tonight. 3-game set here between these two teams. Tomorrow night, Wade Davis going for the Rays. Irvin Santana for the Halos. And then Wednesday afternoon, that's a 12:35 business person special. Jeff Neiman against Dan Herron. David Price not pitching in this series. He's been pretty good this year. Halos saw him earlier this year back in May.
He pitched here in just a few weeks ago in the All-Star game that started out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that's good enough. That's the only appearance you need here.
Yeah. He's actually driving to the ballpark today. It's been about just before 4 o'clock or thereabouts. He was out on Catella in his Rays shorts, white socks pulled up to his knees, earbuds in, just getting his running in, taking in the scenery here, hanging out. And not only that, he is a talented individual, not only on the mound, but while hanging out, watching the game.
That's impressive.
How about that?
Boy,
and here you thought Vanderbilt was all about academia.
That's a great ability. Hey, pitchers, a lot of time on your hands. In between starts, it's quick.
Life of a starter.
I was generally writing down notes and stuff, what the batters were missing, certain pitches and things like that. So
Some things never change for you.
I was studying.
Yeah. I see that. Chip off the old block here. After a walk to Ibar, Kazmir falling behind at 2 balls and no strikes. Rodriguez with a double and a walk himself. There is action going in the Angels bullpen as the next pitch here for Kazmir will be his 100th of the night. A 2-0. 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, if he walks Rodriguez, it's going to be it for Scott Kazmir. So your thought process on the mound has to be, I have to throw strikes. Get a better opportunity not only to keep us in the game, but your mindset thinking, okay, if I get through this inning, I have a chance to possibly pick up a W with if the offense can score some runs in the bottom of the 6th.
There's a strike, 3-1. Long pause for Kazmir here. Here comes the 3-1. Good off-speed pitch. Full count. Ninth place hitter Kelly Shoppick hanging out on deck. Missed inside, and it's back-to-back walks. Michael Kahn's ready to go. He was up earlier in this game. Mike Scioscia's coming out. He's seen enough. A 1-pitch out to Ben Zobrist with that fly ball, and then back-to-back walks. Doesn't Kazmir. Pitching change for the 6th inning. Angels down 4-2. Baseball is brought to you by AT&T. TV, high-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit at AT&T.com or call 1-800-PICK-AT&T for details. And by your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com.
Well, pitching change here in the 6th inning with 1 out, a couple of men on. Scott Kazmir is out in our in and out, who's in, who's out. 5 1/3, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, 5 hits, including a home run at property. At first and second base, Ibar at second, Rodriguez at first. And Michael Kahn will face Kelly Shopik, the catcher. 0 for 2 in this one. He is popped out twice. First pitch fastball is in for a strike. Kahn last pitch 3 days ago. In 1 inning against the Twins, picked up a strikeout. Now pitching in his 11th big league game. Check swing, looked like he went around. CB Buckner says he did not. It's 1-1. Kazmir also hit a batter. That was Bartlett back in the 1st inning. One and two. That's the thing too, is that for Scott, pardon me, he's retired 6 in a row. Came out here in the 6th inning, threw 1 pitch is over, got the fly ball out. So 7 in a row retired. Then all of a sudden walks Ibar, a guy who had retired twice previously in this game, then walked John Rodriguez on a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, I was going to say he did a nice job on a recovery from the first 2 innings. And a lot of times, especially when you're going to roll like that, well, it's a nasty slider by Kahn to be able to get the swing and miss against Shopik. You get back to Kazmir, then all of a sudden you kind of think ahead instead of finishing off that next batter. Then when you get that second out, get the third out. You can't look ahead. You got to get that guy in front of you at that particular point, especially when you still have a chance to be in position to win a game.
102 pitches on the night, his most since he's thrown, or since he's come off the disabled list. This being the 4th start for Kazmir since coming off the DL. Facing the Tigers, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, now the Rays. Picking up 1 win, 1 loss, 1 no decision. Trailing in this one. B.J. Upton lifting a fly ball down the right field line, tailing away from Torrey, and this one's going to land in the seats. No balls and a strike here on Upton, who has swung the bat well tonight. He was 0 for his last 11 until he saw the first pitch of the game. Hit his 12th home run of the year. In his second at bat, picked up an RBI double. And in the 4th inning, flied out to deep left center field. So a 2 for 3 night for Upton. Oh, 1 pitch. This one hammered out to straightaway center field. Borges giving chase again at the wall. This time he makes the catch. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Nice play by Peter Borges to end the inning. Halo's still down 4-2. play in his brief major league career. This one off the bat of B.J. Upton.
Boy, covering a ton of ground. We talked about how shallow he plays, similar to B.J. Upton. Got to the wall, able to leap up and make the play. This time his timing was perfect. Sometimes he's so quick, he has to slow down at the last minute. This time he had it read perfectly. Obviously, when you got Torrey Hunter to help you out on those plays before the game or even in the dugout in between innings, gives you that opportunity as a teacher on site.
Well, the Halos down by 2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Have Matsui, Rivera, and Ibar against James Shields. Big right-hander with 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 6 hits allowed. Matsui takes a strike. Hideki is 1 for 2. Struck out and reached on a wild pitch in the second. Had that 2 RBI double in the third. Now with 65 runs batted in on the season. And again, Upton playing very shallow as he has the entire game and throughout his career. As the 0-1 pitch is a big swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. 0-2 now. Matsui chases this one. Shopik will retire him. And make that 9 strikeouts in the ninth. Hey, folks, the next Wells Fargo Big Bang Friday takes place this coming Friday as the Halos take on the Orioles. Come out to the Big A for another exciting night of Angels baseball, and then stay for the spectacular post-game fireworks. Be sure to purchase your tickets today at angelsbaseball.com.
Fireworks show was some kind of amazing.
Here's Juan Rivera with 1 out, nobody on. Rivera 1 for 2, had a base hit to center in the second inning, grounded out to short. His last at bat takes a breaking ball for a strike. It looks like Shields starting to break out the breaking pitch a little bit more so than the fastball straight changeup. Jam shot is fouled into the seats, and that's a broken bat.
James Shields with good mechanics, good balance over the pitching rubber. When he stays back like that, that's when his breaking pitch is very effective. He's a little bit too quick, and that front shoulder opens up. You'll see the changeup drag at times, and sometimes the breaking pitch, the same thing.
Oh, 2 pitch. That one hit off of Juan.
And that was that changeup. It runs so well in right-handed batters on the inner half. Very rarely do you see a right-handed pitcher will throw a changeup that runs in on a right-handed batter. You're generally going to see it on the outside part of the plate. That's why it's so unusual for left-handed pitchers who have a good changeup not throw the changeup to a left-handed batter, because you end that same type of action down and in. It's tough to keep that ball fair, or you're fouled off your leg like Juan Rivera just did.
Francisco Rodriguez is up. Oh, 2. Foul back to the right. Eric Ibar on deck. Shields with just 1-2-3 inning. That came in the 4th. The Halos had a pretty good opportunity in the 5th inning with runners at first and second and 1 out, but Torrey Hunter grounded into the inning-ending double play. Rays with 4 runs on 5 hits, 6 left on. Angels 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. and 5 men left on base. And the 1-2. Fouled back. Halos needing a victory to stay at 8 games back. Texas shut out the Minnesota Twins, a near no-hitter. 1 out in the 9th inning. Joe Mauer getting a base hit off Neftali Feliz. But a loss tonight would drop the Angels to 9 games back in the West. Shields now at 92 pitches on the night. 64 strikes. Now it's lined on the left field line, and that is a fair ball. Shields elevating that pitch, and Rivera strolls into second with a 1-out double.
And that's that breaking pitch that he left up in the strike zone because he got a little bit too quick with his mechanics. And even though Juan was out in front just enough, he was able to keep his hands back through the strike zone and drive that ball. Hanger, breaking pitch out over the plate, elevated. Reason why you do that as a pitcher, because you got that front shoulder leading too quick, and you drop the elbow, and that breaking pitch backs up on you.
So Ibar steps in now. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Swings the first pitch, and that's off the glove of Pena. It's going to be a foot race. Shields is covering, and they call him out. Ibar retired. That put out. A very nifty play by Sean Rodriguez, and a very alert play by James Shields. 2 outs.
That's why I always go to cover first base on that right side. Put yourself in position to be able to make that play. Ball was hit hard by Ibar. And because Pena's playing up in case of a possible drag bunt, it's enough leather on it, deflected over Sean Rodriguez, who makes a good throw, and Shields in position to make that play. Perfect textbook way for a pitcher to be able to cover the base, because you want to run over the base and then stretch. A lot of pitchers will start that stretch position before the ball is thrown, then you get yourself out of position to catch the ball.
Mathis swings through a fastball here with a man at third and 2 outs. Jeff 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly ball to right as the Rays have double barrel action going into bullpen. Randy Choate, the lefty. Chad Qualls, the right-hander. Change up in the dirt.
Well, the first at bat, Shields got Mathis to swing an elevated fastball. Hopefully, Mathis will make the adjustment here and put this ball in play. Need this run across.
Trying to make it a 1-run game. The 1-2. Mathis goes down swinging. That is the 10th strikeout of the night for James Shields. 6 in the books. Rays up 4-2.
James Shields had a good assortment of changeups, locating a fastball and his breaking pitch, painting the outside corner there. Good curveball against Matsui, elevated fastball. Great changeup throughout this ball game. Selling out by having the good mechanics, staying in front, using that curveball. 10 punch-outs on the game so far through 6th inning for James Shields.
His career high is 12 strikeouts. Question is whether or not he is done. Good chance to get to him or the Rays bullpen. He's thrown only 98 pitches, so all likelihood coming back out for the 7th inning, especially with 9-1-2 due up. Francisco Rodriguez now on in relief of Michael Codd, who ended up going 2/3 of an inning, striking out a man and getting that fantastic defensive play by Peter Borges to end the 6th. Bartlett, Crawford, Longoria here in the 7th. The first pitch fastball is in there for a strike. Francisco pitched a couple of days ago against the Twins, went 2 2/3, picked up a hit, walked 2, struck out 2, and picked up his first major league victory. Trevor Bell had gotten the start on Saturday. This one's lined into center field for a base hit, and the leadoff man is on board. But Trevor could not go the requisite 5. Francisco came on and went those 2 2/3 at the discretion of the official score, because they have discretion.
They do.
They awarded him the victory. Now he's got to deal with Bartlett at first and the speedy Carl Crawford at the plate. Crawford with a walk and a run scored. He's grounded back to the pitcher with a fly ball to center. And Rodriguez, just like on Bartlett, is ahead of the count at no balls and a strike. Lays off that fastball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Really, with Bartlett with 10 stolen bases, you have to keep an eye on him at the various times to the plate. Hold the ball. Be quicker at times to the plate. Slide step.
Bartlett with 10 stolen bases. He's been caught just 3 times this year. Francisco looking for that first out of the inning. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Snap throw to first. Bartlett got a pretty good read on that pitch. And it's 1-2. Good breaking ball from Francisco. Defense pretty much straight up. Cheating in are Kendrick and Ibar, with Crawford at the plate. That's in the dirt. But Bartlett was off the minute that ball skipped in the dirt.
Boy, did he ever have a great read. He saw that pitch was going to be in the dirt. He was going right away, assuming he have a chance to be able to get that secondary lead and go. Pitch in the dirt. No chance at all for Mathis once that ball got away from him far enough. See how far he got out on that Bartlett and that good read.
Not a bad play either.
Even if Mathis feels that cleanly, it's still going to be a difficult catch and throw. The transfer from that baseball in the dirt in your glove and to be able to make a strong throw, especially with the speed that Bartlett has, it would be worth the gamble anyhow.
Got him with the off-speed pitch. Down goes Crawford. There's out number 1.
That cut fastball. And it backed up, but the speed itself Got Crawford out in front. Times just about 6-7 miles off the pitch before can get a hitter out in front enough where he's going to swing and miss.
There's Longoria, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. That one in the dirt. That's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Unless he's trying to do something to the fastball, cut it or something to that effect.
Or throwing a split finger fastball, overthrowing it. His mechanics are completely different on that pitch. As a hitter, you're going to read that something different is coming. You can hold off. You have a time to make adjustment if it's out over the plate and elevate it, but otherwise you just let it go down in the dirt.
Well, he jams Longoria here, fouls it off to the right, and the count evens at 1-1. The Rays with 3 runs in the first. Got another run in the second to take a 4-0 lead. Angels got 2 back in the third. That's where he's been since. 1-1 pitch. That is a towering shot on the left side. Ibar curling around behind Callaspo. And it's Callaspo with the call and the catch. 2 outs. Hey folks, Chevrolet is giving you a chance to sit in some sweet seats to an upcoming game. To find out more or to enter, visit angelsbaseball.com/Chevy today. Sweet seat winners will be invited to Fan Appreciation Day for a chance to win the official ride of Angels baseball, a brand new Chevrolet. That says I love Chevrolet right there.
I think so.
Actually, I have no clue. I'm sure it says something to the effect of I love Matsui. But those are the sweet seats. Is that an Expos hat? It sure is. Old school.
Old school Expo hat.
Right there.
Look at that.
That is big league.
That's a great lid.
Al Oliver, maybe? Le Grand Orange.
Yeah,
Rusty Staub.
I was going to say Rusty Staub.
I love that hat, man.
Steve Renko.
Steve Renko. Oh, man.
I have no idea how that came into my mind, but I know he played for him.
How about Bill Stoneman?
A couple of no-nos.
One
Remember
ball,
the
one strike.
Expos.
Yeah.
We still ask him about that. It's almost as if he doesn't even remember doing that. As if, oh, yeah, a couple no-hitters. I was just happy to go through 1 inning without giving up a hit.
What do you expect him to do?
Say,
I am Bill Stoneman. I threw 2 no-hitters.
yes.
Get to know me.
As well you should.
One of the Peñas rolled foul, 1 and 2. Seriously. You know what? Maybe we should get with HR and have it printed on his business cards.
See, right now, he's printing up the business cards.
He's doing myoffice.com, right? Should we get a graphic that says up there, hi, I'm Bill Stoneman, proud owner of 2 no-hitters?
Yes.
One, 2. A lot of folks on the field thought that was strike 3. Instead, it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Dan in the booth looked like he was going to ring him up. He had that look, started moving. No, I won't call it. I think Mike Socha had that look like, why didn't you call it?
2 balls, 2 strikes. Jason Bartlett, the man at second. That's a full count. Ibar playing Peña toward the middle with the quasi overshift. Peña yanking that one foul on the first base side. So still 3-2. Francisco, having thrown 16 pitches, gave up the leadoff single to Bartlett, struck out Crawford, got Longoria to pop out, and now Pena asking for time. Showed you the switch hitter Ben Zobrist is on deck. Another 3-2. And he walked him. Pickoff attempt to second. Back in is Bartlett. So a 2-out walk puts 2 runners on now. And Zobrist gets an opportunity here. He's 1 for 3. Had a 2 RBI single in the first inning. Twice since then has hit fly ball outs. Halos in the bottom of the 7th inning have 9, 1 and 2. Borges, Abreu, and Kendrick. More than likely, James Shields coming back out. 10 strikeouts in the night for Shields. 1 walk allowed. Zobrist will take a fastball into the knees for a strike.
Zobrist, pretty patient hitter, took that fastball, pretty good pitch. He'll make a pass at, but took that fastball now behind in the count.
Yanks this one into the right field corner. Torrey Hunter giving chase, and that one is foul. Just out in front of that one. And it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, something off speed, but not located well. But just a strike. More like it will come back with that cut fastball on the inner half.
No balls, 2 strikes, trying to get out of this 7th inning jam. Got him looking. Down goes Zobrist. He thought about pulling the trigger, and he couldn't. 2 strikeouts in the inning. 7th inning stretch time. Halos down by 2. Rays up by the score of 4-2. Look at Camping. Look at the priceless look on your face. That's what you look like Gooby every time Buttercup plays here at the Big A.
There's no question. Zach, spitting image.
9-1-2 do it for the Halos here. Peter Borges, Bobby Abreu, Howie Kendrick down by 2 runs. That's what Gooby does too when he sees the Angels scoring runs, just slobber all over himself. Borges 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Especially when you got that birthday present. All those M&Ms.
How awesome was that?
No doubt. Don and Bob, big Angel fans. Shields now at 100 pitches. 10 strikeouts on the night. Borges takes one on the inside corner, 2-1. That one on the outside corner evens the count. Peter taking pitches, trying to get on board. He bounces this one up the middle. That's going to go into center for a leadoff knock. That'll bring up the potential tying run.
Great approach by Borges on that swing. Shorten up the swing, fastball on the outer half, hits the ball right up the middle. Didn't try to do too much with it. Talking about simplify the approach, and that's what Borges was able to do.
Joe Madden coming out. He's going to yank James Shields. With Bobby Abreu coming up, it's going to be the left-hander Randy Choate in plays first. Pitching change for the Rays. Halos down by 2. Angels baseball is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now, get Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo served with curly fries and a drink for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. By Toyota. Get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealer today. And by Jack Daniels. Your friends at Jack Daniels remind you to drink responsibly. We're in the 7th inning, down by 2 runs. Leadoff man and Peter Borges at first base. Bobby Abreu at the plate. And it's Randy Choate, the left-hander, coming on. 3-3 mark at a 4.76 ERA. He is the American League leader in appearances, now his 66th of the year.
Not an overpowering fastball. It's deception. Different arm angle. He comes in at 84 to 89. Very good slider and changeup.
Bobby takes that pitch up and in for ball 1. He is a situational guy. In 23 of those appearances, he's just come in and faced one batter.
Generally, his approach with left-handed batters in these spots with a runner on, he'll start him off with a slider. He'll show that fastball away, but try to finish off the lefty hitter with the slider on the outside part of the plate.
Borges with a pretty good lead over at first base. Bobby takes that little slider on the inside corner, and it's 1-1. Joe's been pretty good against left-handed batters this year. A 198 average. That's the 6th best average in the American League. He's allowed just one home run to a lefty. That was Luke Scott back on April the 12th. About time for the second. As Abreu launches one out toward left center field. Looks like it's playable for Upton. He'll make the grab, but Borges heads back to first. One away. We now check out the Rays' Haynes Comfort Zone. Relievers this year for the Rays, 43 saves, leads the American League, a 3.32 ERA, second in the league. Joe Madden making that change, so one batter, one appearance. Thanks for coming. Randy showed you've done a nice job. Halos down by 2. Chad Qualls, the veteran right-hander, comes on in relief of Randy Chode, who retires the one man that he faces. And join the Angels for Salute to Kids Day at the Big A on Sunday, September the 12th. All kids ages 2 to 18 will automatically be entered to win great prizes throughout the game. Purchase your tickets for the September 12th game at angelsbaseball.com. Howie Kendrick to face Chad Qualls here, with 1 out and 1 on.
Chad Qualls, good fastball. Overpowering at times, 91 to 95. And a pretty good slider, a little bit inconsistent at times, though.
By the way, that September 12th game is against the Seattle Mariners. Howie, a multi-hit game. He's got a double and a single. He's also struck out. Takes that pitch up and in. 2 for 3 night. Picked up in the trade with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now pitching in his 10th game with the Rays. Borges goes, the throw down is not a time, and he gets away, and he's going to try to take third. He's going to get in there safely. Stolen base, and then the error puts a man at third.
Boy, he's quick. With a good jump for the stolen base. And as soon as the baseball got away at second base, he got up and started to go, and he was there in a second. Just a straight steal. Old-fashioned way, going in feet first. Pretty good catch and throw, too, by Shopik, but unable to make the play. See how quick Borges is.
Now we're chasing that 1-1 slider. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, the infield is up the middle is playing back. You have to find a way to put this ball in play. They're giving you a run. At the very least, make it 4-3. You have to make contact.
Loops this one out to right. Zobrist is there. He's got a pretty good arm. Borges with terrific speed. No play at the plate. It's a sac fly for Howie Kendrick, and it's a 1-run deficit. Rays up 4-3.
Good job by Howie making contact there. Hit a fly ball just deep enough to score. Borges, who had a great jump at third base. Dino was basically running down the line with him. Be sure to take that shot. Boy, a tough pitch, too. A slider off the outside corner. Zobrist was in position to make the play. But it's up the first base line to throw, and Borges is so quick. Scores that third run of the game.
So the book on James Shields is now closed. 3 runs, all earned in 6+ innings. At 10 strikeouts as Kayasma takes a strike. Alberto, also a multi-hit game. Couple of singles. A run scored. That pitch is outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. We pointed out that Qualls was picked up from the Arizona Diamondbacks on the 31st. That's the non-waiver trade deadline. But he scuffled in Arizona, 1-4 mark, an 8.29 ERA in 43 games with the D-backs, notching 12 saves. But get this, he had 38 innings of work with Arizona, 61 hits allowed. That's a .363 batting average against. 2-1. Outside, 3 balls and a strike.
That's pretty amazing numbers when you think he throws 91 to 95 with that fastball. Look at that movement he just had on that pitch. Clearly not locating very well. He said an inconsistent slider has been his downfall this season.
3-1 pitch. Kayasma takes a strike. He thought perhaps it was ball 4 high, but instead it's a full boat. Torrey Hunter on deck. Howie Kendrick, by the way, picking up his 61st RBI with that sac fly. 3-2, grounded to short. Barlow's got the skimmer. That will end the 7th, but the Halos draw within 1. They get that sac fly by Howie Kendrick. 7 of the books. It's 4-3 Rays. Remind you that this coming Saturday, the Angels are teaming up with UC Irvine Healthcare and the American Red Cross for a blood drive at Angels Stadium to honor the memory of Angels pitcher Nick Adenhart. For more information or to make an appointment, call 1-800-RED-CROSS or visit redcrossblood.org and enter the code ANGELBB. That's this coming Saturday. Be sure to log on for more information. Kevin Jepson comes onto the game, pitching his 50th Fuego of the year, 2-3 market of 4.29 ERA. He'll face the bottom third of the order here in the 8th, down by a run. Ibar.
That's the approach. You're looking for a fastball first pitch, and you get a cut fastball instead.
I think I will not swing. Okay, now swing.
I'm hoping fastball because I'm already going to start that bat head through. Then all of a sudden a cut fastball. Oh well. I hope I foul it out of play.
He's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout, a fly to right, and a walk. Breaking ball chopped over to his brother. Younger sibling making the older one run faster by holding the baseball. And there's one out. We go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Well, the big thing is the Rays rely so much on their ability to steal bases, their speed game, 148 stolen bases on the season. So far, that's why it's still a close game. They've done a pretty good job, Angel pitchers, negating that running game of Joe Maddon's Tampa Bay Rays. That's the key against this club. Slow them down. Hold the baseball.
John Rodriguez takes a fastball up and in. Joaquin Benoit up and chucking now for the Rays. Rodriguez swinging and missing on that cut fastball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kevin last pitch on the 19th. That was against the Red Sox. Got to Minneapolis. Woke up on Friday. Wasn't feeling too hot. Didn't pitch in that series against the Twins. Rodriguez pops it up. Howie Kendrick drifting out to the outfield grass. Oh, put it away, and there are 2 outs.
Jepson did a nice job of bounce back in that game against the Red Sox. The game before, he struggled. Came in a key situation in that ball game and enabled the Angels to be able to win that game finally against the Red Sox. Their only win of the season against them.
It's amazing his splits, too, especially for a reliever at home compared to out on the road. He's been very good here at the Big A, a 2.82 ERA. Out on the road, though, a 6.27 mark. And you would think a guy with his intensity and his stuff, as this one is popped up to Kendrick, you'd think that his stuff would carry over out on the road, but hey, whatever works here at the Big A. It's a 6-pitch inning. We enter the bottom of the 8th, down 4-3. For this evening, B.J. Upton making it 1-0 on the very first pitch of the game. Ben Zobrist added a 2 RBI single later on in the inning. Tampa went up 4-0, and then James Shields went to work up until that pitch right there. A 2-run double on Benedetto Matsui made it 4-2 Rays. Then in the bottom of the 7th inning, the Halos got another run, this one on the sac fly, courtesy of Howie Kendrick. That's where we stand right now here at the bottom of the 8th inning. Rays up by the score of 4-3. They've gone to their bullpen once again. This time it's the right-hander Joaquin Benoit, who's 0-2 and a 1.39 ERA.
Well, he's been throwing the ball exceptionally well this season. 45 and a third innings pitched, 63 punch-outs. See that great ERA. Fastball 92 to 96. With a pretty good slider and a very, very good changeup himself. Likes to throw the changeup. The left-handed batters will use the slider more so the right-handed batters.
He is the antithesis to Chad Qualls without question in the fact that his 138 opponent batting average against leads all major league relievers. Doesn't walk a lot of guys. Does take a long time on the mound. Torrey Hunter, first pitch fastball is in there for a strike. Torrey tonight 0 for 3. Fly to right, fly to center, and a double play ball. Went around on the slider. And it is 0-2. That's pretty much Joaquin Benoit. Fastball, a devastating slider.
Especially against a right-handed batter, too. I mean, that's a sharp break to it. Took off and went fastball away here.
Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Benoit did suffer his second blown save and took a loss Friday. That was against Oakland. Trying to get that 4-out save, could not do it.
With the changeup now.
Over through that one, it's 2-2.
Well, I think interesting when you look at his stats, only 21 hits allowed and 45 in a third innings pitch, but he has given up 4 home runs. So when he makes a mistake, which doesn't seem to be too often during the season, it's something that's going to be elevated. And that's what Torrey's going to be looking for here.
Here comes the 2-2. That's down low. Full count now. Benoit signed in the offseason to a minor league deal. Went to camp with the Rays after bouncing back from a torn rotator cuff. Did not pitch all of last year. Formerly of the Texas Rangers organization. Here's the 3-2. Torrey out toward right center field. Chasing Upton and Zobrist. Zobrist telegraphed Upton. And there is the first down of the inning. Torrey gave it a ride. Maybe in the daytime, perhaps that ball's got a chance. But here in the bottom of the 8th, it's the first down. That'll bring up Hideki Matsui.
You're going to see Benoit throwing more changeups to Matsui here than he would be against Torrey Hunter. Threw 1 changeup and it was down.
Hideki hacking on that first pitch fastball. Right back to the screen. It's 0-1. Matsui 1 for 3 with that 2 RBI double that came in the 3rd inning. The other 2 times he struck out. That was against James Shields. Randy Choate faced 1 batter. He retired Bobby Abreu on a fly ball. Chad Qualls faced 2 batters, but did give up the fly ball to Howie Kendrick that scored the 3rd Angels run in the 7th. 0-1 pitch. Upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Benoit, 33 years of age. Out of the Dominican Republic. Matsui lays off the changeup. It's 2 balls and a strike. Signed by current Mets general manager Omar Minaya. He's a member of the Texas Rangers organization.
Well, I remember when he first came up with Texas. You talk about great stuff. Closer type stuff. Health has been an issue for him throughout his career.
He had a career year in 2007. 70 games pitched. That's upstairs. 3 balls and a strike. And from that point forward is when he started his decline that ended up eventually costing him time with that rotator cuff. But he was the Rangers pitcher of the year in 07 when he was 7-4 with a 2.85 ERA and picking up 6 saves. Not a bad off-season acquisition, especially from a guy that didn't cost you a roster spot. As Matsui thought he had a walk. Instead, it's a strike on the outside corner. You don't see Hideki Matsui strolling up the first base line too often thinking he's drawing a walk.
Especially when he could swing with one swing, he could tie the game up. Felt this pitch was out of the strike zone. It looked like it was out of the strike zone.
That was out of the strike zone. Hasn't been a strike all night. It's almost like going back to that pitch that Francisco Rodriguez didn't get the call on. Very similar. So it's a full count instead. And a payoff. So he's fouling it off to the left. Juan Rivera on deck. Eric Ibar after that. Very long pause as always. This one's broken down out towards shallow center. Upton picks on. He'll make the grab. 2 outs.
Well, DJ plays incredibly shallow, even in a game like this where generally you're going to see a manager give you that sign, no doubles over your head, but he still plays so shallow to take away a potential base hit that would have been, if you're playing deep, that's a base hit. Because BJ feels so confident going back on a fly ball that he's taken away a number of base hits in front of him this season and, of course, throughout his career. Former shortstop.
Rivera takes outside for ball 1. There's a shot from our center field camera showing you how far Upton is away from the center field fence.
At this point of the game, so often you see where the outfielders are going to be playing back almost towards the warning track to keep away from a double.
Juan tonight 2 for 3 as he hits into the air to shallow left. Carl Crawford comes in. He'll make the grab, and Benoit has himself a 1-2-3 inning. 8 in the books here at the Big A. Rays still have a 1-run lead. New pitcher on the mound for the Halos. It's Fernando Rodney. Takes over on the mound. Folks dancing in the stands because of Fernando's music here. It's a jovial, almost festive mood every time he comes into the game.
Well, he's certainly been throwing the ball much better of late as far as commanding the strike zone with that fastball, which has been registered about 96 to 98 miles an hour.
Here in the ninth inning, he'll face 1, 2, and 3. Upton, Bartlett, and Crawford. Trying to keep it a one-run deficit, trying to get it to the bottom of the ninth inning as such. Kevin Jepson had himself a 1, 2, 3, eighth inning. Upton tonight 2 for 4, a home run, a double, a couple of runs batted in. Upton ahead of the count of 1 ball, no strikes. Assuming things stay as a save opportunity, the Angels would be facing Rafael Soriano. Closer is loosening right now for the Rays. Upton gets jammed on that 2-0 pitch. 2 balls and a strike now. Nice catch by a fan in the second deck here. Never moved. Just dropped the glove out there. Basket catch. A la Darryl Thomas for the Tigers. Upton swinging and missing. It's 2-2. Just to make those basket catches by the waist. She didn't even move.
It's a great play.
Big league.
Brought the glove, made the play. Souvenir.
Fernando overthrowing that fastball. It's a full count. Trying to get that leadoff man. They start this ninth inning. 3-2, got him with a fastball, locked him up. Good location, too. There's out number 1.
Boy, late movement underneath the hands of B.J. Upton at 97. Oh, that late action. When he stays on top and can turn that pitch over at 97 with that type of movement, impossible to hit if you're a right-handed batter. If anything, you're going to hit that off your leg if you make any contact.
Here's Jason Bartlett. He's 1 for 3 on a base hit his last time up. He's also scored a run. I don't think I've seen that pitch too often from Fernando Ryder. It had a little running action to it.
Almost like a four-seam cut fastball.
Jab shot is lifted foul and out of play to the right side. It's 1-2.
Throw that cut fastball away, then you jam it with that two-seam fastball in on the hands. And that's the type of foul ball, if you're a fan, you want to be able to catch. There's not a lot of speed on that foul ball going into the stands.
On the ground up the third base line, Teoscar off balance throw. 2 outs.
That's some kind of play by Teoscar coming in on that one. Made some spectacular plays at Fenway.
1-2 count and everything. Playing back and have to hurry. Bartlett can get down that line a little bit.
Was able to catch that baseball and throw on the run. That's a solid defensive play.
So 2 outs. Here comes Carl Crawford. Takes outside on that changeup. Crawford tonight 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. That's a strike on the corner, 1-1. Tomorrow night, you've got Wade Davis going for the Rays, Irvin Santana for the Halos. And Wednesday afternoon, Jeff Neiman, Dan Herron. Hopefully, you can join us out here at the Big A. Another good crowd tonight, 39,000 plus. Crawford takes upstairs, and it's 2 balls and a strike. But the Angels need to get it going in the bottom of the 9th inning. In jeopardy of falling 9 games back of the Texas Rangers, who shut out the Minnesota Twins, nearly no-hit them in a combined effort. 4-0 in Arlington. That's the first of the 4-game series. Crawford, little tapper back to Fernando. It's a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Rafael Soriano will come on to face Ibar, Mathis, and Borges. But the Angels down by a run. Rays, Rafael Soriano, the closer for Tampa Bay, is on in relief here. The fireballing right-hander's had a very good season as a member of the Rays organization, picked up in the offseason trade with the Atlanta Braves. 2-1 and a 1.82 ERA, pitching in his 51st game. He's got 37 saves and held opponents to a 175 batting average against.
Well, he could do so many things with his fastball alone. 88 to 95 miles an hour. The 4-seam fastball at the 95 range. 2-seam fastball with sink, slider, and a very good straight changeup.
He takes over from Joaquin Benoit, who had a 1-2-3 8th inning, 3 fly ball outs. And here in the 9th, it'll be Ibar, Mathis, and Borges looking for some base runners. Ibar 0 for 3 in this one. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Longoria will play in at third base. Pena in at first base. Soriano's first pitch is in for a strike. Soriano last year with the Bravos, 1-6 mark, but picked up 27 saves at a 2.97 ERA. Originally in the Mariners organization. Went to Atlanta in 06 for Horacio Ramirez, a left-handed pitcher, then traded to the Rays for Jesse Chavez. As Ivar swings through that one. And it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, your approach has got to shorten up your swing and put the ball in play. You're Eric Ibar in this situation. You have to get on base somehow, some way. Shorten it up, make contact.
Reggie Willits has come out to the on-deck circle. He would bat for Mathis and Ibar. fails to put the ball in play, and he goes down for out number one. Willis heads back to the dugout. Mike Napoli will come up and pitch hit.
Reggie was up there. If Ibar got on base to sacrifice him over in the scoring position. And Mike Napoli's coming up with one purpose: tie the game up with a swing.
Napoli this year 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter. Takes a big hack there, but Soriano staying on the outside part of the plate. Here comes the 0-1 from Soriano. Well, they had the pitch to handle right there. Fouled it right back off the mask of Shopik, and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, did he have a pitch to drive. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. See by the reaction by Mike Napoli, he knew he had his pitch.
Mathis, by the way, ended the night going 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Breaking pitch got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Soriano. The Halos down to the last out. So Peter steps up with 2 outs, nobody on. He had a leadoff single in the 7th inning. That was the last batter that James Shields faced. Stole second base, went to third on the throwing error, and scored. That was the 3rd run tonight. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Seven pitches, 7 strikes for Soriano.
Definitely a guy that throws a ton of strikes, only 10 walks on the season.
And it's 0-2. Shields would pick up the win. It would be his 12th of the year. Kazmir would take the loss, his 11th. Borges goes down swinging, and Rafael Soriano threw 9 pitches here in the 9th inning, all 9 strikes. It picks up 3 strikeouts and decides to want to undress here on the field as the Angels fall to 9 games back in the American League West.
Boy, it started off on a bad end for the Angels with B.J. Upton hitting that home run. Of course, Zobrist's got that big hit himself. The 3-run cushion early on. Kazmir did a nice job of keeping it close, but that bullpen for the Rays, which we showed earlier, is so effective for them this season. That was their downfall last year, has been great.
James Shields picks up the win, his 12th of the year. Kazmir falls to 8-11. Soriano notches his 38th save. Once again, the final 4-3. Tampa Bay wins it. Stick around for a complete wrap-up of tonight's game with Bill McDonald, Jose Mota, and Sean Farnham's in the house. Angels Live is coming up next.